Hey everyone, welcome back to another session with Kelsel's Arcade. In this session we wanted to do a quick preview of the recently announced X-Men 4-player Arcade1up machine. This went up for pre-order today. We wanted to check it out and talk about the features, show you a little bit of gameplay, and then also talk about what I think is the main problem with this cabinet for me and probably the main reason why I'm not going to get this. But anyway, let's check out the system. It went up for pre-order on Arcade1up earlier today. It was listed at $6.99 and quickly sold out. It then changed to available from partners, and those partners are now listed as Target, The Brick Canada, and Walmart Canada. In actual fact, even though this was $6.99 on Arcade1up, if you went to Target, you would actually see price in cart. It's since sold out, but as you can see here, I'll just pull up a screenshot from my phone earlier. I actually had it in the cart. It was $5.99, so $100 less. Some people were talking about, well, what does it come with different? Does it come with the stool? Does it come with a light up deck? In this picture it doesn't appear to have the light up deck, but you can see if you scroll through it does have the stool. And if we look at the description, we can see it does in fact have a light up deck protector, light up marquee, the molded coin door. So in fact this is the same version, the same accessories if you will, that the Arcade1up machine comes with. It was also available at GameStop. Again, it's now sold out at GameStop. It was up briefly at $6.99, including free shipping, but has since sold out. And going back to the Arcade1up page, you can see on here, it includes 3 games: the X-Men 4-player game, Captain America and the Avengers, and the Avengers in Galactic Storm. But otherwise, specifications of this: it's a premium cabinet, has a light up marquee, light up deck protector, molded coin doors, which are new, haven't seen those on the cabinet yet. Comes with the riser as well. So pretty good cabinet at $6.99. I think I would argue this has probably gone a little bit too high, but that's not the main problem. Let's check out the games next, and then I'm going to come back and summarize and talk about what I think is missing from this cabinet, and maybe something that they could add in the future. So as I said in the Big Blue preview, let's forget about the price for a minute and let's talk about the games. Now, the first game we'll take a look at, X-Men, developed by Konami and released in 1992 in the arcade. It was then subsequently released on other ports of the home consoles such as PlayStation and Xbox, for example, but initially released in the arcade in 1992, and this is a Konami title. Obviously a 4-player version of the ROM was quite widespread. There was also a 6-player, and you'll see there's 6 players to choose from. So let's check out a bit of gameplay.
In the 21st century, evil mutants led by Magneto aim to destroy the world. Humans can do nothing against the power of the evil mutant. The only hope is the X-Men.
Go and save the city.
So the next game on here is a game by Data East, which is, kind of strikes me as odd. Typically Arcade1up have put a series of games on a cabinet by a single producer. On here, obviously the previous one was a Konami game. This is Data East. I realise licensees or license owners may differ, but this cabinet having that mix, that Konami and Data East, just struck me as slightly odd. Plus it's an X-Men cabinet. I would have liked to have seen more X-Men games on here. But anyway, this is Captain America and the Avengers by Data East. This was published in 1991 in the arcade, also came out on the NES, and then later released on some other home consoles such as the Genesis, the Super Nintendo, Game Gear, and Game Boy as well. But let's have a look at some of the gameplay.
Captain America! Avengers of the Moon! Lead for me!
So the third game on here is another Data East game, Avengers in Galactic Storm. I really did not play this in the arcade at all. It was released in 1995 in Japan, 96 in America. Like I say, hadn't played it in the arcade, tried to play it on my Pi and Retro Pi. It just doesn't run properly. So this is pretty cool to see this on here. I think a lot of people will be playing this for the first time on the cabinet, and certainly more of an up-to-date game, kind of mid-90s title. So that's it, that's your lot. That's the three games you get on this cabinet, and it's $6.99 for these three games. I think they've missed a trick, really. And it kind of got me thinking, the fact that this has a Data East title on it as well as a Konami, and they're kind of mixing publishers, why couldn't you mix other games, other great games that would fit in with the kind of Avengers theme? And the one that comes to mind is, of course, Spider-Man, released in 1991 by Sega. It's a 4-player as well. I just felt like that would have been a great game to also include on this cabinet. In fact, I don't know why, but I thought from the earlier discussions that it was included. But it isn't. This game is not included. But I wanted to show it anyway, just as an example of a key game. I think if you're doing a 4-player, if it's X-Men but you're throwing in Avengers anyway, why the hell would you not throw a 4-player Spider-Man on there? I guess they just can't mix Sega with Data East and Konami. Maybe there was something against that, but I just feel like this should have been included. And then, as I'll talk about in a little bit in the summary, a bunch of other games could have been added on here as well. Okay, so don't get me wrong, if you're an X-Men fan and you were a massive fan of this game in the arcade, then this cabinet is probably going to be something that you're going to look to purchase regardless of the price. You know, the real fans out there, whether this is $5.99 or $6.99, really not going to care. They'll be buying it just for that one game. For me, I didn't really play this game that much in the arcade. It's a good game. It's a good beat 'em up. You might consider it in a top 20 sideways scrolling beat 'em up category, but for me, I wouldn't buy it just for this game. I kind of like X-Men, but you know, I'd want something more on this cabinet. And as I said, with Big Blue, with the 12 games, you know, there's a lot to choose from there. It's going to keep a lot of different people entertained. If you have people over for drinks and stuff, you know, maybe some of your mates' wives are going to be wanting to play Puzzle Fighter and some other games on there. You know, it's a good entertainment cabinet. This one with X-Men, with, you know, Captain America and the Avengers, which isn't a great game, and then Avengers in Galactic Storm, which, you know, haven't really played that much, but again, not a great game in my opinion. I think it's lacking something. It's lacking additional games. I would have put Spider-Man on there, as I said, but also, you know, we've seen Arcade1up. They've made great game bundles on re-release cabs. Big Blue again being an example, Street Fighter Legacy being a good example. Why couldn't they make this a real kind of premium X-Men cabinet? I'd have put not only the X-Men 4-player, I'd have put X-Men Children of the Atom on there, X-Men versus Street Fighter. Yeah, okay, include Captain America and the Avengers, include Avengers Galactic Storm, Spider-Man, Marvel versus Capcom, X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. You know, you could have put a good solid 8 games on this cabinet with some online play, and I think it would have been appealing to a bigger part of the community. Now, having said that, it's sold out. Obviously, Arcade1up are only going to release, I guess, a limited run of this, and it will sell out. But I just think this could have been better, and for that reason, for us, we're out. This is not going to be one that we're going to add to our arcade. And you think if you had a ton more space, okay, maybe you'd add it. But really, at 15 cabinets now, we're probably going to end up with 18 in a short period of time. You're going to start to think about what is the top 20 to include. For me, I wouldn't put this in the top 20. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. As I said, if you're an X-Men fan, you know, this is going to be a must-buy regardless of the price. But for us, I think it could have done with a better game selection. But anyway, happy gaming, and we'll see you on the next one.